Hey everybody. So, what if I told you that there's like a secret NCEA document that's actually just hiding in plain sight on the NZQA website for anybody to download at any time? And it could be the key to you figuring out how to get the best marks in your external examinations this year. Well, there is, and it's called an assessment report. And I'm going to talk to you about it in this video here today. So before I get into like what an assessment report is and talk to you about why I find it to be a very useful document, I'll just talk a little bit about how external examinations are marked and take a little bit of mystery away from that process. Once I've talked through an assessment report, I'll actually show you one. We'll have a quick look at the Level 2 English Unfamiliar Text Assessment Report. Just a brief one. I'll do some videos in the future that unpack them in a little bit more detail. And then I'll just show you where to find them, and it's very easy, trust me. So, how are external examinations marked, right? So, you've finished your exams at the end of the year, your papers get sent away. Well, what happens there? Well, basically, they get distributed amongst marking panels. And marking panels are overseen by panel leaders, and they're in charge of the process of marking those examinations. And there are kind of a whole lot of people who find themselves marking these papers, but they're typically current teachers or former teachers with expertise in the particular subject area. And of course, you would hope that they would be, right? Because they're marking your papers, your lives are in their hands. Well, these are people that know what they're doing. In case they don't, which they do, but just in case they don't, there are check mark processes that are put in place. So papers get double checked in some instances. And it used to be that you could kind of figure out if this had happened to your paper. If your paper came back and it had red and green pen on it, you could usually tell that meant it had been check marked. The red pen usually being the original marker and the green pen being the check marker. But with digital examinations, particularly in my subject areas, English and media studies, it's really hard to know if a paper has been check marked or not. But there is that quality control process along the way to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And once the whole process is complete, marks get loaded into NZQA to be released to you in late January or whenever the heck it is. The panel leaders sit down and they kind of collate all the feedback that they got from their markers along the process. And this gets fed up the line to the examiner. And the examiner essentially puts together a report, and this report is called the assessment report. And it tells you all about that particular exam. And I'm going to tell you about it in a little bit more detail now. So, assessment reports are produced at the end of the process of marking for every external examination in NCEA, to my knowledge. Certainly in my subject areas, English and media studies, there are assessment reports for every external exam that is available to us. There are also assessment reports available for the literacy CAA standards. I've had a look at those. And I believe there are also assessment reports for scholarship too. So you can dip in there and kind of see what those have to say if you're sitting the scholarship examinations. So what happens is the examiner, they take that feedback, they break down trends that they've seen through the marking process. So what do these look like? Well, essentially it's what worked, what didn't work, and what was a common thing that was seen at each grade boundary from not achieved right through to excellence. Now, as a head of department in an English and media studies space, I frequently find this document to be more useful than virtually any other document from NZQA that I peruse in my leisure time. Sometimes I find them more specific and kind of clearer than the assessment criteria or achievement criteria documents that are the ones that detail how marks are allocated. And I'll talk a little bit about why this is shortly. So why are they useful? Well, assessment reports go into specific detail, but they go into specific detail in quite plain language. We know that NZQA is full of like jargon and all this edu-speak stuff that can be quite difficult for the everyday student to understand. Well, typically the assessment reports seem to be written in a kind of friendlier manner, so they're quite good in that respect. And they're typically more helpful at identifying exactly what is required at each grade boundary. As I'll show you, they break this down and there's a section on each grade boundary with bullet points where you can kind of see what the trends for each of those grade boundary areas was. It can offer you guidance on exam strategy. Like in English, it even makes suggestions around specific texts that worked. So which novels or films have led to successful marks. It even tells you which ones have led to poorer marks. So if you're kind of going on your own direction and doing your own thing, it can really pay to double check that the text that you're actually using is one that's going to, I don't know, lead to a good outcome for you. The key thing is that this document is literally written by the people that set the exams, mark the exams, and oversee that whole process. So it makes sense to say that they know what they're talking about, and you should definitely listen to them because they're the ones who have your life in their hands, and the insights that they provide you could be invaluable for you, I don't know, going from a merit to an excellence, or even just going from a not achieved to an achieved. So let's have a look at just some snippets from one of the assessment reports. I've gone with AS 91100, which is the unfamiliar text level 2 standard. And so these are just kind of snippets from the document. You can go and look at the document at the end of this and see there's a lot more to it. But here are some kind of key things that I pick up. So the first thing you often get is just a kind of overview of the assessment. It sort of tells you a little bit about it, how people approached it, kind of trends that they saw in a kind of more general sense. And if I was going to pick out something that I noticed which was really intriguing here was this last bit, which says that for the unfamiliar text paper, lengthy introductions, including the title of the text and the author's name, are not necessary and could inhibit candidates from gaining higher grades. Now, personally, that is something that I've always suspected, but what I get from the assessment report is in black and white from the examiner that that is true. So what have I been doing in response? I've been telling my students, don't waste your time writing a big long introduction. Write a really short one. Cut straight to the chase. Get into your analysis. And there it is. The examiner is backing me up, and I'm going to put in practice exactly what they say with my teaching and get my students to do that. The second kind of portion of this is a kind of more detailed commentary here. And so it says things like, overall, most candidates did attempt all questions, and some candidates who got achieved didn't fully answer all three. And it kind of gives you a little bit of a breakdown of those trends, as I mentioned before. Something really intriguing that I picked out here was this one. So it says candidates who achieved excellence tended to do a thorough analysis of the whole text for each question, whereas merit tended to focus on one or two key points. And I have been saying this to my students for a long time too. I've been saying to them, look, it's no point just kind of zeroing in on a couple of aspects of the text and really going to town on those if you've ignored the whole text and really important parts like the end of a poem or a piece of prose where you often get an important climactic moment which you should probably be talking about. And there again, it is in black and white from the examiner that this is true. And this is often something that separates a merit from an excellence level response. So what have I done in response to this? I'm trying to guide my students through an approach to dealing with the whole text rather than just zeroing in on a few key points. I'm hoping this will lead to more excellences. Ask me in a few months' time and we'll find out. Perhaps the most important thing for students to look at is this grade boundary breakdown. So it goes right from not achieved to achieved to merit to excellence. You get a series of bullet points telling you, well, what did we see at each of these grade boundaries? Here's the one for excellence for you. So what, you've got about 7 bullet points that really drill into some of the specific detail of what an excellence looks like in this unfamiliar text exam. And what did I pick out from this? Well, here's just one thing I think is kind of relevant. So the third one down says that students who gained excellence typically drew on multiple language techniques working together for effect. And again, this is something that I've been saying to my students in the past too, and here I get confirmation from the examiner that that is correct. I've often said to students, look, if you pick a language feature and you kind of go to town on it, but you don't tell me about how it's maybe working in coordination with another language feature, like, I don't know, how is structure working alongside extended metaphor, you're probably going to limit yourself to a merit rather than gaining that excellence grade that I know you're probably chasing. So there it is, the assessment report. It's got some really, really useful information, and I'm sure you're just kind of dying to find out where you can find this document. Well, it's incredibly easy. All you really need to do is just Google the AS number, so the achievement standard, whatever it is, and just add assessment report to the end of that Google search, and chances are the top hits are going to lead you straight to the page where this document is. When I did it, the first 2 hits on Google both took me to the same page, and both of those pages had the assessment report on it. You do have to kind of like scroll through the page to find it though. So you'll land on one of those NZQA pages, which has like a whole lot of PDF documents, and you scroll down, you're often trying to find past papers and stuff like that. Well, you want to look for the section that says reports and schedules, and there you will find the assessment report. It's right next to the assessment schedule usually. You might notice that one of these comes out kind of on a yearly basis or kind of every, I don't know, a couple of years in some instances, perhaps. I'm not sure what it looks like in other subjects. And this is sometimes because marking panels can change. So marking panels will produce assessment reports that kind of focus on the particular trends that they saw. And when the panel leader comes in who has maybe a different perspective on how that exam should be marked, you kind of get an assessment report which has a slightly different focus. So I'd often look at the most recent one, but sometimes you can gain from looking at past ones to sort of see historically what have trends across that paper been. And there you have it. That is the assessment report. It's a very easy document for you to go and find. I'm sure you've been on that page. You've never noticed it before. Well, there it is for you. And it could be the key to you getting a really high mark this year. As I said, I will do some videos for English and media studies where I'll break down the assessment reports at each level and for each standard. So look forward to those. But if I'm going to do those videos, I need a bit of encouragement. So if you want to like and subscribe to my page, or maybe throw me some comments, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm just kind of starting this channel and it would give me like a bit of a boost to maybe put some more videos out for you. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to you. Assessment report, go download it now. And until next time, I'm the Lit Teacher, and ka kite.